You're watching the Spartan Sideline Report with Coach Anthony Evans.
Hello, Spartan fans, and welcome to another edition of the Spartan Sideline Report here on NSUSpartans.com. I'm Mike Bello, Assistant Sports Information Director, filling in for Ross Gordon, the play-by-play voice of the Spartan. I'm now joined by the head coach of the men's basketball program, Coach Anthony Evans, and junior Pendarvis Williams. And Coach Evans, another couple of wins, Bethune-Cookman, a one-point squeaker on Saturday, and FAMU, a little more comfortable win on Monday night. But the Bethune game, we'll start with that game. Tough game. Bethune really looked like they were going to have your number there. I mean, you guys were struggling. I mean, there's been times where you've struggled throughout the year anyways, but this one was one of the, you guys probably played your worst game you've ever played. You obviously still came out with the win, but Bethune-Cookman was just doing everything to get you guys out of your rhythm there.
Well, if you remember last year, they played us tough toward the end of the season, and then we played them in the championship game. So they were familiar with what we do, and they did a great job of slowing us down and making us play their pace.
And you were saying, too, that you guys were selling for jump shots. You guys maybe were you guys just maybe not attacking as much as you needed to?
Yeah, I think we were settling for long jump shots. We weren't penetrating, and our advantage was throwing the ball inside, working Brandon Good, Rasheed Gaston, whoever our bigs were, to try to get their smaller players, their better players in foul trouble, and use that as our advantage. And I didn't think we did that well throughout the course of the game.
When you have a game like that and you have a team like Bethune who's coming in, they're about 500 in the conference. You know, we've been winning every game this year. It's a team that, you know, they just need to get a little bit going, and then all of a sudden their confidence level just goes through the roof, and they feel like that they can win this game.
Absolutely. They had the leading scorer in the league in Adrian Coleman coming in. So, you know, they were confident. I think they were on a 3-game winning streak. So they were coming in with the purpose of beating us. You know, and obviously being undefeated, that motivation was there for them to give us our first loss.
And the key there towards the end, I mean, I think probably the biggest play was Jamal Fuentes. He gets that offensive rebound. I mean, you almost could say the lane just opened up for him. He drove right to the hoop, an easy 2, and then from there, we still almost gave it away with missing the free throws. But I mean, that play there, you could probably say was the play of the game for us.
It was huge. You know, Jamal's a heady point guard. He saw an opportunity. He went in there. He got the loose ball. He put it in, and again, that was the biggest play of the game.
And then against FAMU on Monday, it was kind of we started off well, we finished well, but in between, FAMU kind of really made it a game, got to within 1 point in the second half. What changed towards the end of the first half when they started coming back? What changed for them that got them back into the game?
I think they got comfortable. Basketball's a game of runs. We made our run early. They came back. You know, I think they tied the game up at one point, but we remained composed. We were able to get out to a lead and sustain it.
And early in that game, Rob Johnson had 8 quick points. I think it was 8 of your first 13 points, and you guys jumped out to a 13-5 lead. And he's been struggling throughout the past several games, but that was kind of one of those, like, get those shots early, because all he needed to do was just knock down a couple shots, and he knew he could do that.
Yeah, well, I talked to Rob a couple of days before and told him to just play free. You know, play basketball like he knows he can. Don't worry about, you know, the end of your senior year coming, the playoffs coming, or anything. Just go out and play, and he did.
And you talked about in the Bethune game, Rasheed Gaston came up big, and he came up big again in the FAMU game, 20 points, 10 rebounds, another double-double, his second straight double-double. I mean, when you have a freshman, you always want them to finish their freshman year off well because it carries over into the sophomore year. Do you think that he's really starting to get there at this point?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I think Rasheed's done a great job. You know, he's been one of our most consistent players, to be honest with you, and you don't expect that from a freshman. But he's done a really good job of, you know, getting on the boards, put backs. He even hit free throws the other day, which, you know, is surprising, but he's done a great job for us.
What's been the key for him to develop throughout the season? When he first got here, started the season, first couple of games, till now, what's been his biggest development or his biggest key there?
Well, again, just being comfortable within the system, learning his teammates and doing the little things. He rebounds well for us. It's something that we need. You know, he's a rugged, tough kid, and, you know, he's done a great job.
And we've moved now to 15-0 in the conference. We're aiming for the 4th time ever a MEAC team has ever gone undefeated in the conference. The only team left to stand in our way is A&T on Thursday. A&T is one of those teams. They're about middle of the pack of the conference, 500, but they're a dangerous team. They're a team that they're kind of like a Morgan State, a team that when they're playing well, they can knock off anybody.
Well, they can. They have 7 seniors, and that's something that you definitely have to consider. They have 2 players who scoring in double figures. You know, they can shoot the 3. And they have a veteran coach who was in this league, who won championships, and now he's back with the A&T program, and he's trying to bring them back to prominence.
Going into the game on Thursday, what will be the biggest key to stopping A&T stopping those guys like the Adrian Powells and Austin Witters? What would be the key for stopping those guys?
Well, dribble penetration, we have to defend that well, make sure that we get out and contest three-point shots. They don't shoot as many as they used to, but they do shoot them. So it's going to be important for us to play great perimeter defense.
And it's also senior night, and it's obviously one of those games where the emotions are going. We've talked before that you don't talk about the winning streak or anything like that, but it's senior night. It's easy to get out of hand with the emotions. Sure. How do you keep your team calm on the last game with so much that's at stake, basically?
Well, there's going to be emotion, of course. We have some guys who've been in the program who were here last year, and you just want them to go out and focus. Once all the beginning of it is over and they get their flowers and all that stuff and are honored, you just want them to come out and focus on the game plan.
And speaking of players that have been here last year and took over a role this year, bringing in junior Pendarvis Williams and Penny. Last year, you guys lost all those guys, the Kyles, the Marcos Tamares, Chris McEachens. And you were the only starter back, really the biggest contributor coming back. And everyone kind of expected, okay, it's going to be a rebuilding year, sort of. But you guys came into the season, and you guys didn't look at it that way at all. You said, we're not rebuilding, we're reloading, basically.
Yeah, basically we said we just wanted to come in and work hard and actually do better than the team did last year. And our hard work is obviously working for us. And as you see, I mean, we did better. We clinched the first place title, so that's good for us.
When going into the preseason, you guys started working out in the summer when you had the summer trip to the Bahamas. What did you guys say as a team, not with the coaches, but just within yourselves, between the teammates? What did you say? What did you guys talk about, saying how do we get past what the team did last year? Obviously, it was a great accomplishment, but we want to make our own. I don't know how you could talk, our own legacy, sort of. So what did you guys say to each other that say, this is how we're going to do it?
Well, last year we actually thought that we shouldn't have lost a MEAC game, but we did. So this year we really wanted to go out with it, and we've done it. And now we need just one more game. So it's been working out for us.
This year you guys it's kind of been a theme of the MEAC season. You guys will go out to big leads. Sometimes the teams will get back into it. We saw it again with the Bethune game, and FAMU came back, got to within 1 point. It's obviously it's kind of yin and yang there, because it's like, okay, you're giving up those leads, but none of those teams have still been able to knock you off. Does that kind of give you maybe the confidence, saying, okay, these teams are still getting our best. These teams are giving us their best shots, and they still can't beat us?
No, we don't take it that way. I mean, we do get out to early leads, but we don't like giving up the lead, and we're not satisfied with the way we're winning. I mean, we get out to a good lead, we play together, we rebound, and then we get careless with the ball, turnovers, and give up offensive rebounds, and that's how teams get back in it.
Coming into the year, you're obviously leading this team in scoring this year, 14 points a game. Coming into the year, did you feel a little, I don't want to say pressure, but did you feel like I needed to step up a little more now that I'm kind of the big leader?
I didn't feel any pressure, but I definitely felt like I had to step up. I mean, I know the coaches and my teammates were depending on me to step up, so I just know exactly what I had to do. Now,
going into, we obviously got A&T on Thursday, and you got the tournament here next week at home. What's going to be the biggest key for you guys to, and obviously you guys are still winning, you guys are winning those close games, but what's going to be the key to you guys to not, suffering that first round loss, sort of like Savannah did last year when they were number 1, but they got knocked off in the first game? What's going to be the key for you guys to get through that tournament, this weekend, the tournament?
Not being cocky, staying humble, and doing the things that are giving us the wins already, which is hard work.
And Coach, obviously coming into the season, we talked about it. People were seeing Penny as the next guy that's going to step up. The next big. You go from Tony Murphy to Mike DeLoach to Kyle Quinn, and then obviously now transitions to Pendarvis Williams. Did you say anything to him going into the season, like saying, hey, you don't need to be that 20-point scorer. You don't need to feel like you need to be the man in every game? Oh,
absolutely. Penny and I always talk. And coming into the season, I told him it'd be a new role. But that didn't mean he had to try to go out there and score 30. If he was consistent, 16, 17 points, anywhere between that, we'd be fine, because we would have some balance. Malcolm Hawkins was there, Robbie Johnson was coming back, and then we have somebody else step up, whoever it might be. And it's worked itself out. It always does. He's done a great job of taking on that new role, and I'm very proud of him.
Obviously, last year you had all those seniors, so you get the senior leadership out of those guys. So Penny was he was a sophomore. He didn't need to be the leader. But how did you see him step up this year into that leader as he became more of the focal point of the offense?
Well, early, first game of the season, he took it upon himself to finish out the basketball game. He took the shots that we needed when we needed someone to get fouled, he ran to the basketball. And I think once he got hurt, it set him back a little bit because his confidence wasn't there, the mobility wasn't there. Once that everything came back, then he started to play like we wanted him to play. So it's been an evolution of his confidence, of his all-around basketball game.
And obviously he's a junior, and you guys got a big junior class that's coming back next year. But this is senior day on Thursday, so it's a time to celebrate the seniors. You got 4 seniors. You got A.J. Rogers, Christine Pugh, Rob Johnson, and Chris Brown. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Rob Johnson and Chris Brown have really been two of the big key contributors this year for you guys. You know, A.J. and Christine have done well off the bench as well. But, I mean, talk about what it's like losing a guy like Rob Johnson, who's so much of a leader on and off the court. I mean, he's that prototypical guy that just he leads in every sort of facet you could imagine. I mean,
you know, it's always bittersweet on senior night because you have players who've been with you for a little while who you become accustomed to, you get attached to, but you know it's inevitable that they're going to graduate. And losing him, just his leadership ability is one of the biggest things. You know, he's a very good basketball player, but him being a leader is something that we're definitely going to miss. Chris Brown's been great for us. You know, he sat and waited his turn for 3 years, and now it's paid off. AJ, Kwasim were instrumental in last year's run, and they're instrumental this year as well. So for all 4 of those guys, we appreciate everything they've done, and we definitely will miss them.
Yeah, and like we said, it is senior day this week, and the Spartans will close out the regular season as they welcome North Carolina A&T on Thursday at Joseph Eccles Hall. Game time is at 8 p.m., and obviously, like you said, it's senior night, so come on out and support your Spartans as they honor their 4 seniors, Rob Johnson, Chris Brown, A.J. Rogers, and Kwasim Pugh. And of course, be sure to keep up with all of the news surrounding the NSU Athletics Department by logging onto the web at www.nsuspartans.com. We would like to thank the NSU Department of Video and Media Production, Coach Evans, and Pendarvis for their help here today. I'm Mike Bello. Until next week, thank you for watching the Spartans Sideline Report on NSUSpartans.com.